Jai Hind students, welcome to physics lecture of grade 12. Today we will discuss the concept of electric flux. What is the meaning of the term electric flux? Electric flux consists of two words, one is electric, another one is flux. The meaning of electric one everybody knows, and the meaning of flux that I am telling you, it means to flow. So let me give you one real life situation with the help of which you will understand the concept of the electric flux. Let us say there is a rainfall, right? And if I placed a vessel there at a given time, how much water is entering this vessel? Let us say if I ask at 9 o'clock, how much water has entered in this vessel? If I keep this vessel in this position, you will find that lesser quantity of water is entering the vessel. And if I keep it in this situation, you will say that no water is able to enter the vessel. Similar is the concept of electric flux and the electric field. Even in this situation, if I ask, let us say this is the unit area of this vessel. If I ask how much water has entered the unit area of this container per unit time, then what I will say? I will say this is the rainwater per unit area. And in this case also, if I say how much the rainwater has entered per unit area per unit time, so it gives for the unit area. In this case, no water will enter. So I am telling two concepts. One is rainwater entering the vessel in a unit time, and another one is rainwater entering per unit area in unit time. In one case I am using per unit area, in other case I am using a given area. Okay, let me tell you two more concepts. Simple concept is, one concept was of force and another concept was of pressure. What is the difference between force and pressure? In case of pressure, we say it is the force per unit area, that is the force acting on a unit area normally. And in case of force, we say that this is the how much push or pull acting on a given area. In one case I am asking given area, in other case I am telling you about the per unit area. I think now you understand the concept when I will say unit area or per unit area, and when I will say for a given area. Now again consider the same situation. What I am telling you, consider the rainfall which is entering a given surface in unit time. And another concept I am asking you, that how much rainfall is entering in the unit area in unit time. In one case I am using the term unit area, right? And in other case I am using the concept of the given area. If you say that given area, it means I am talking about the electric flux. And if I say unit area, what does it mean? I am talking about the concept of the electric field. Let me further make it clear to you in terms of the electricity. Now, all of us know that electric field is represented by electric field lines. All of us know it is represented by electric field lines. Now I am using this concept right now. Let us say these are the electric field lines, right? And this is the area which is kept normal to this, right? Now, how many field lines are entering this area? Then that is given the name of the electric flux. If I say how much field lines are entering this area normally, then I am talking about the electric flux. But if I say how many field lines are entering normally on unit area, whenever I am describing about the unit area, what does it means? It means electric field. So I think it's clear what is the meaning of the term electric flux. Electric field I am repeating again, unit area, and electric flux, it is meant for given area. So let's move further now. So the concept of electric flux is clear. So let me write its definition. Electric flux can be defined as total number of electric field lines crossing a given area normally. And if I say what about the electric field? Electric field can be defined as total number of electric field lines crossing a unit area normally. What is the difference? It's given area and it's the unit area. Let's move further. Let me explain this. Now, let us say this is the area. Now, is area a vector quantity or scalar quantity? Area can be regarded as vector quantity. Its direction is outward normal. If I say that this is the area ds, what will be its direction? Its direction will be outwards normal, right? So let us say here we say that electric field is in this direction. How we can define electric flux? Electric flux is represented by a letter called phi. All of you might have done in set. We write small e here to represent electric flux. So how this electric flux phi can be defined as? It is electric field multiplied by the area, because number of field lines per unit area is called the electric flux. Since I'm talking about this small area, so d phi I can say it is EDS. Now remember here, in this case, the direction of ds and the direction of electric field both are parallel, both are in the same direction. Now let me tell you one case. Let us say here this is the area. Let us say again I'm talking that this is the small area ds that I'm considering. Its direction is outwards normal. Now if I say that direction of electric field is this, electric field is in this direction, electric field is in this direction, electric field is in this direction, then how can I define the electric flux? In such cases, let us say theta is the angle between the direction of electric field and the direction of area ds. In such cases, so it can be EDS. But the component of electric field in this direction, that component is E cos theta. So in place of E, I will write this is E cos theta. So I can say d phi, it is EDS cos theta. You might have done the same concept in the definition of the work when force and displacement were making angle theta. Then what we have written, Fs cos theta, similar is the concept here. So I can say that d phi, it is EDS cos theta. So d phi can be written as E dot ds. All of you have done. AB cos theta equals to A dot B. This you have done. A dot B equals to AB cos theta. And all of you know, if I have to find the total flux, what I have to do? I have to integrate this. So if I integrate this, what I will get? I will get the total flux because of this area. Let us say this area is S. So it can be given by, phi can be given as integral of E dot ds. I think the concept of electric flux is clear. If you find any problem, just look at the concept of the work when the direction of the force and displacement were making an angle theta. You will understand that. In case if some problem exists, remains, then just make a call to me. Now, there are a few points that you keep in your mind. Number one, it is a scalar quantity. It has no direction because it is a dot product of two vectors, and dot product is always a scalar quantity. Second point is that its SI unit. Can you tell me what is the SI unit of this? Its SI unit is E multiplied by area. What is the SI unit of this? Newton per coulomb. And what is the unit of area? It is meter square. And what is the dimension formula of this? You can calculate. Dimension formula, this electric flux is m L cube T minus 3 a to the power minus 1. Similar to the concept of work, electric flux can be positive, negative, and zero. When it can be positive, similar to work, we know that flux is E as cos theta. If theta is less than 90 degree, then flux is positive. Second, when flux is 0, if E is 0, or you can say S is 0, which is not possible, or theta is 90 degree. Because we are discussing about an area, if we say that area is 0, electric flux is 0. And what is the third case? Third case is when flux is negative. Flux is negative if theta is greater than 90 degree. So let me summarize these points once again. When flux is positive, flux is positive if direction of electric field and ds, they are either same or having an angle less than 90 degree, that is theta is greater than equal to 0 and theta is less than 90. And what about, this is for the positive flux, and when theta is 90 degree, this is flux is 0. And third point is, if theta is greater than 90 degree, then I will say that flux is negative. We will discuss, we will do all the question. You will say that in this case flux is negative, in this case flux is positive, and in this case flux is 0. Next is, there is a very important law. This law is called the Gauss law. This law is very important for your board examination. In board examination, a question always comes on the basis of the Gauss law. Now, Gauss law, it describes the total electric flux and how much will be electric flux. So let's discuss the Gauss law. What does the Gauss law says? The total electric flux through a closed surface in free space is given by phi equals to 1 over epsilon naught times the total charge enclosed by the surface. So what does the Gauss law says? Gauss law says that, what is the statement? Statement is the electric flux through a closed surface in free space is equal to 1 over epsilon naught times net charge enclosed by the surface. What does it mean? Look, let us say this is the surface, and in this surface there is a charge q. Let us say this surface is closed surface. I will say that electric flux, which is given by E dot ds and I'm making a circle on the sign of integration. It means closed surface. It is equal to q upon में epsilon naught. Remember, surface has to be closed. For the open surface, Gauss law is not applicable. Now, let me derive this law. Now, let's consider a point charge. This is the point charge. My target is to find electric flux of this closed surface. So let's consider a point charge at the center of Gaussian surface of radius r. Let me tell you something about the Gaussian surface. What is the Gaussian surface? Gaussian surface is a closed surface which encloses the given charge. This surface is enclosing the given charge. Remember how to plot the Gaussian surface? You can plot the Gaussian surface in such a way that on its surface the value of the electric field comes to be same. The magnitude of electric field at every point it is same. If I say this is the point charge, what is the electric field due to a point charge? K q by r square. So what you can say, on this surface every point is having the same value of the electric field. So my target is to find the electric flux due to this. Now for this I am considering a small surface area ds. Now what happens? The direction of ds, it's in this direction. Why it is in this direction? Because the direction of area is outward normal, which is outward normal. And what will be the direction of electric field at this point? Can you tell me? You place a test charge here, but it will repel. The direction of electric field, it is in this direction. This concept is very, very important. It will be used again and again. Now, here E is parallel to ds. What here is? E is parallel to the ds because they are in the same direction. Now, so what is d phi? D phi is the electric flux due to charge q for small surface area ds, and d phi it is E dot ds. Since E is parallel to ds, so I can say here in this case E ds cos theta, so theta is 0 degree. So I can say d phi it equals to E ds. Now total flux can be calculated by integrating the equation. So if you integrate the equation, let's say integrate the equation, and it is E ds, and I have to calculate total flux due to a closed surface, so I'm making a round, it represents the surface is closed. So d phi, integration of d phi is phi, and E is constant, it's outside, and this is the ds. What is the value of electric field due to a point charge? It is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q upon may r square. And if I add small areas ds, what I will get? I will get the surface area of the sphere, and the surface area of the sphere is 4 pi. So 4 pi get cancelled. R square also, 4 pi r square is also cancelled. So I get q by may epsilon naught. So what I got? E phi equals to q over epsilon naught. So this is the Gauss law, electric flux due to this closed surface. Now there are few points that you have to remember. If I say that, let us say there are a number of charges q1, q2, q3, minus q4, minus q5, q6. Now what is the electric flux around this surface? It will be 1 over epsilon naught. What will be the total charge? q1, q2 plus q3 minus q4 minus q5 plus q6, because total charge in this case is this. And what is the, so total charge was in this case. If there is a medium surrounding the charge q whose dielectric constant is k, then what the flux will be? It will be q divided by k epsilon naught, and we know that it is q over epsilon. This is the say permittivity of the medium. So that's all for today.